We have not gotten Snapper Canal at all yet.
And right as you say that, we're gonna get it.
Yeah. Game rant. Mario Kart 9's absence may have to do with the other Mario spin-offs. No, it is not. At least I highly doubt it. Again, the DLC... You don't announce a new game when there is still DLC coming. Like, this is like if in 2020, like this is like if in like 2020, Nintendo was like, oh yeah, by the way, Smash 6 is coming, even though we still had like 5 more characters left. Like that's not, no, you don't do that. Because what that does is it completely negates the point of like then okay. See, a part of me wants to say then no one would care about those 5 characters anymore, which is a blatant, bold-faced lie. People would still care, but they wouldn't care as much. Mario Kart 9 should experiment with a course creator. You know what? If there's something Mario Kart 9 could do that would set it apart from all the previous games, a track maker would be one of them. I know people would love to have that. And that would also kind of guarantee that the game will be played for a very long time. Even after they stop making new content for it officially. Now Granted, it depends on how good the tools are. If the tools are very limited, then it might not mean much. Kind of like the Smash Wii U version of Stage Builder. Like it exists, but you can't really do much with it.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of funny if, like, when Mario Kart 9 gets announced, it's like Mario Kart 9, and then all of a sudden, like the 9 like falls away, and then it's like Mario Kart X or something. Like, cause you know X is 10, and then like all those people that were like the tour is the real Mario Kart 9 would be validated. Even though tour, so like I know there's been the whole debate of does tour really count? I think of tour the same way I think of Let's Go. Let's Go is a mainline game, but it's not a full mainline game. Oh shit! Damn. Mario Kart Tour is a mainline game, but it's not a full mainline game. That's kind of how I think of it. It's technically a main game, but not really. I don't know. That's kind of how I think of it. I mean, at this point, I will say that yes, it is a mainline game in some respects. Because, I mean, they're putting the darn tracks in a real game. You don't put mobile tracks in a real game if the mobile if the mobile game doesn't matter. Or doesn't count. And that's the biggest thing I like about the DLC, is that we're gonna get all those tour tracks on an actual system people will play. People actually get to play those tracks since they won't be tied to touring. And also when tour inevitably shuts down. Because that's one of the big things about mobile games that no one really talks about, is the fact that mobile games like have a finite life. Once the game is over, it's over. You can't re-download it anymore. You can't play the game anymore because it's all connected to the servers. Like, eventually, you'll never be able to play Mario Kart Tour ever again.
Yeah.
At least officially. People will probably make workarounds or whatever, but at least officially, the game will die. Meaning that those tracks will be lost eventually. So I see the DLC, if nothing else, as a way of preserving all those tour tracks in a game that actually matters. But you want to know what I want the most? Give me Smash Ultimate Edition.
What? Just Smash Ultimate? Just a Smash Ultimate copy with all the DLC fighters in it?
Oh yeah, all the updates, all of the fighters. This I want the complete Smash Ultimate experience preserved on a cartridge. That is something I would actually buy, even though it's literally throwing money away. Because I already have all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I really want to have Smash Ultimate is way too important to not be fully preserved. To not have to rely on the eShop going down, which is going to happen eventually. The eShop is going to go down for the Switch. Eventually, it's not going to happen for quite a while, but it's going to happen. This is about to happen in the Smash Wii U and 3DS. You're not going to be able to buy Cloud or Ryu or Corrin anymore. But of course, the difference with that is they're in Ultimate.
Yeah, you can just use them in Ultimate.
And they're on the base game too. So technically speaking, it's not... Even though it still really sucks, they're not going to be able to buy... For the 2 people that still would buy that, even though Ultimate completely makes it obsolete, at the end of the day, they're in Ultimate.
Yeah.
Cloud's in Ultimate, Ryu's in Ultimate, Corrin's in Ultimate, Mewtwo, Lucas, they're all in Ultimate. And their stages are in Ultimate too. So all of the literally all of the Smash 4 main DLC content, all the stages, even the Mario Maker stage, all that stuff is already in Ultimate in the base game.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be lost. I mean, granted, it's not going to be lost anyway because, of course, the internet exists. The internet's always going to have backups. But from a official standpoint, from a easy, not having to mod your system, not have to go on some website, not to find title keys, just an easy way to do things, Ultimate exists. But we're not going to get all the characters coming back again next time. At least I really don't think it's going to happen. So I think, and plus Ultimate's obviously a bigger deal than Smash 4 anyway.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, everyone is here. We got all these characters. We got every character in the entire series. We have almost every single stage. That deserves to be preserved officially on a cartridge, where everything is on the cart. And so, 50 years from now, if you still have a working Switch, you can pop that sucker in with no need. You don't have to update. You don't have to do anything. It just is there. I don't know how much all the DLC takes up. I don't. Cause I think the base game is 13.3 gigs on a 16 gig cart. They might be able to cram it in on the existing cart size. I'm not sure. But the problem is, if they can't fit it on 16, then they have to go all the way up to 32 gigs.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
No in-between. And they're not going to want to spend money on a 32 gig cart when it's completely wasted. And a complete re-release is already a niche product as is. The only people that are going to care about that are the people that haven't bought Ultimate already, or the people like me that just want physical preservation. Which at this point, I really don't think is that much to ask for. When at this point, digital is the standard, right? If you just want to play a game, you buy digital. But if you want to own your game, you buy physical. A Sony had a press thing for PlayStation, just talking about PlayStation stats and sales and stuff like that. And one of the things that was in there, I think, was 80% digital, 20% physical for purchases in the last year or something like that. Which I'm kind of surprised it's that far already. Because I think only a couple of years ago it was a 60-40. And honestly, I kind of blame the pandemic for that.
Yeah.
I think the pandemic absolutely accelerated the decline of physical media. 100%.
Yep.
Because people got used to just doing everything digitally. Even more so than they already were.
Yeah.
So, if you, Like that's probably one of the things that about like the pen stuff being delayed sucks, but at least it still comes out. But the prolonged decline of physical media is something that is probably never going to go back up. Here's the reason why I am concerned about games on physical. I'm not really concerned about movies or TV shows, even though we have, all the streaming services now. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about games on physical media going away, and here's the reason why. Movies do not get updates. TV shows do not get updates. They don't get DLC, they don't get patches, they don't get new editions. They come out, and by and large, that's what it is. Games do not work like that anymore. And this is where the whole argument of like the cartridge or the disc is worthless comes in. Even though I definitely do not agree with that statement, but I get why they say it. Is with how often games get updated these days, how much does the base game really matter? How much, like for example, Splatoon, even like Splatoon 1, right? I got the disc of Splatoon 1, hell, the cartridge of Splatoon 2. And all that is on there is what was there at launch. So, 5 to 7 maps, no Octo expansion, no Octolings, none of the newer weapons. And it's a game that's primarily online. Yes, the campaign exists, but it's a primarily online game. Gotcha, yeah, bitch. I don't know, I feel like the fact that games are updated all the time, combined with the fact that, at least on PlayStation and Xbox, you can't just put the disc in and use it anymore. That really hurts things. Okay, you want to know why I think one of the big reasons for the decline of physical media is? For games? The fact that you can't just put the disc in and play the game anymore. And it's not because of updates. I've seen so many people say, the disc is useless because the game isn't on the disc. You have to update everything. That is not true in most games. In most games, the game is on the disc and you can install it from the disc. But that's the problem. You have to install it from the disc, and that takes time. So effectively, it's no different than just downloading the game. So that right there, I think, is a big the fact that it's basically the same as a digital game now, where you have to install the game to play. Even if the game is on the disc and it doesn't require internet connection, you can play it offline. Even if you do that, you still have to install it. It takes up storage space. That's another big thing. The physical games take up just as much space as the digital games. Back on the 360, one of the big pros to buying a game physically is that it wouldn't take up any space on your hard drive. But now, it doesn't matter.